Hey, this is Busta Brown. Welcome to the Chronicle YouTube channel. I am sitting here with B.A. Brian Anthony, man.
Hey, man, what's going on?
Man, listen, dude. How you feeling?
I'm blessed, man.
I know you are.
I'm blessed. I'm excited. I'm a lot of different emotions, with reservation, obviously.
Yeah.
This business is, as you know, crazy.
It is.
But that's what we love to do.
Yeah.
There's no routine in it. There's a high risk, and I love high risk.
I love when you say there's no routine. There is no routine.
No, every day is something different.
It is something
Every day is
different. Brian Anthony is the new general manager at WSNC.
Yep.
Winston-Salem State's radio station.
Yep.
Home of the Rams, SU.
SU.
Yeah, man. You can't do the true tobacco.
I can't
on
do
the
that.
air because
I'm an HBCU graduate as well. It's not Winston-Salem State, but people don't need to know.
Yeah, don't need to know all that. Yeah. B.A., you have an extensive history in radio. You've been in the business for a long time, so being a GM fits you.
It's that evolutionary step.
Yes.
It's that next step.
Yeah, because programmer,
Yeah.
personality, programmer, now GM.
Yeah.
Out of the three, personality, programmer, GM, out of the three, which is your favorite?
That's a hard one. If it's for selfish reasons, I would say being a personality.
Okay.
You get that.
Right.
You get a chance to mix and mingle with a lot of people. A lot of people get to know you.
Right.
They listen to you every day.
Right.
You interact with them every day. You get to hear their stories. You get to hear the real life stories. So
Right.
you learn how to become a part of their day and matter.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Coming to WSNC as GM, how did all of that come about?
You had something to do with a little of that. Just in knowing that there was an opportunity available.
Right.
I've always said that, people continuously in the industry ask me, when are you coming back to commercial radio? When are you coming back to the business? I'm not really excited to come back to the business because we're different.
Yes.
And radio is not there right now.
Right.
They have a formula where everything kind of sounds the same, and it fits what's going on with technology across the country. This particular situation, as you know, gives us creativity.
Right.
It gives us the ability to not we have Big Brother, but we don't have Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother, Big Brother,
Big Brother,
and
Big Brother. Exactly.
So we're able to create, service our communities. For this particular situation, Winston-Salem State has a radio station. It's a marketing tool for them. I got started in the business at Texas Southern University at my campus radio station. They didn't really want students on the air. Somebody had to believe in my ability and give me that opportunity. So from there, my career catapulted. So I'm here to make sure that the students get a real radio atmosphere, understand multitasking.
Exactly.
A lot of people come into business because they want to be what we've been, on-air personalities. They get the bling, the girls and all that, which none of that really exists. But at the same time, I want them to have the atmosphere so that when they leave here, I can pick up the phone, call any radio station and say, hey, I got a candidate for you. I think you need it.
That's good.
Yeah.
And anything I can do to help that happen, let me know.
Yeah,
I love molding young talent. What else can we expect with WSNC from a Brian Anthony ran station as far as local artists?
Local art, it's so many things on the table right now in terms of me getting in here, finding out what's going on, what we need to adjust. It's easier for me to adapt to the system that's here as opposed to put a system in place and expect 20 people to adapt to it.
Yeah.
It's a lot harder to do that based on the fact that I can walk through campus, unfortunately, at this point, and go, hey, did you know the university had a campus radio station?
Right.
Well, no, I didn't know that. And now we have not only what you can hear on air, but we have an internet radio station that's run by the students too. That's called SU Radio.
Okay.
Hip hop. So yes, eventually we'll get into local artists, but at the same time we'll be having probably quarterly events to help with our fundraising. So there'll be opportunities for local artists, especially that play smooth jazz or jazz, to get exposure at one of our shows.
Legends like Joe Robinson, people like that.
Yeah, I mean, it's so much. Winston-Salem and the Triad is so rich with the culture.
It is, man. It really is.
And people just don't have an avenue to get exposed. Everything is about exposure. If you don't get the exposure, then nobody knows about you, and you can't grow. So we're here to help do that, but we're here to actually just give people an alternative in terms of music listening, and I do say music, because jazz is about music. You don't have to worry about the beat machines and all of that.
It's real music.
It's real music.
Yeah, it is.
And so you get exposure to that. I'm very excited about our public affairs shows.
Okay.
We have some great hosts. There are a lot of things going on in the community and around the world that we can focus on that commercial radio can't.
Right.
So we're going to talk about a lot of things that hit home here in Winston, and then the students and being able to focus on what's happening here on campus.
And I do dig that. And that's the advantage of having a real radio person like yourself, that radio was good to you from college student till now.
Right, absolutely.
To say, hey, listen, it's time for the students to have that opportunity. Because that's one of the things that has always been, I've noticed since I've been here, that's been missing from WSNC.
Well, and the whole thing in the industry itself, it's about competition.
Yeah.
It's a cutthroat business.
Yeah, it is.
It's a shark shark
business. I know, bruh.
And it don't just take the blood, drop it in the water for the sharks to get active. What you have to understand.
I like that, dude.
What you have to understand is, it is important because for a student to walk out of here and think that they have arrived when they get to a place, the journey's just beginning. You got to deal with the politics. It's not like 1 + 1 always equals 2 in that situation.
Not in this business.
Not at all.
No, bro.
So you have to be prepared productively to deal with the other stuff that goes along with it. And I hope this is going to be what I picture and what I hope to be the training facility for broadcast radio in this region of the country.
Now the community, when we have issues going on, lots of issues going on in Winston-Salem, lots of issues going on in the world that African Americans don't have a platform in the triad to hear about. We don't know where to go get information, where to go get help when we need help. We don't have stations like that here. We can't expect that with WSNC.
Oh, absolutely. And it's not, simply because this is a HBCU, we're going to focus on those issues that are pertinent to African Americans.
Absolutely.
But the way that jazz is, it unites people. There's no color boundary in jazz. So not only are we going to affect those people that are African, we're going to affect the whole community and try to bring enough information so that we bring the community together.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I remember when I was 11, I heard a song called Disco Duck by Rick Dees. Disco Duck. And I've been silly my whole life. I mean, anybody that ever heard me on the radio knew that I've been silly.
He has been silly as long as I've been knowing him.
A long time. And when I found out that Rick Dees did that song and he was a radio DJ, I knew then I wanted to do radio. That's where it all started for me.
Oh, okay.
And I didn't want to go back ever since.
Okay.
Love radio. Okay. When did it start for Brian Anthony? Where's that moment when you realized this is what I want to do?
Rick, people don't believe this. After you've met me, you know that I like to have fun. But I'm really a shy person. When you first meet me.
When you first meet me.
Yeah, when you first meet me. Because
you notice, dude.
I analyze very well. I didn't get into radio until I got into college radio. A guy who is in radio now in Houston, Robert Showbiz Mosley, was doing overnights at the radio station, had to do a spell at the hospital, had gotten sick. And my program director, because I was doing an internship there and running homecoming activities on the campus, said, hey, you're doing an internship, right? Yeah. I need you to do an overnight show. Man, I ain't getting on no microphone. I'm not talking. That's not me. He said, you just play some music, and then when you feel like talking, talk.
Say something.
Yeah, just say something. I go, I don't know about that. It's overnight, not that many people listening. Okay, I'll give it a shot. And when I started playing the music, because I'm a jazz drummer too.
And then that I didn't know.
Yeah, I learned how to play jazz.
Wow.
Starting in the 4th grade, I started taking lessons. I can read sheet music. My first drum teacher was Weedy Morris.
Okay.
Weedy Morris, if you do the history check on him, you'll find very little, but he played with people like Jack McDuff and these legends in jazz, but mostly over in Europe. And that was my first drum instructor.
Okay.
And I played, jazz bands in high school, in grade school, orchestras, and that kind of thing. Got to Texas Southern on a walk-on opportunity to play football, and ended up getting hurt the first week or whatever, and said, let me go try the drums. Let me see if I can get in the ocean of soul. Well, when I got over there, it was almost like pledging a fraternity. So I was like, let me go back to football. Yeah. So,
college bands is no joke, baby.
Man, they are
it's no joke.
But the discipline to be able to perform like that is required, and you got to have that.
Yeah.
So that's how I got the bug. I had a family early out of college. When I left college, I got into communications. I was a statewide editor with the American Federation of Teachers in Illinois. Did some other things that had to do with my journalism background, and because of the politics of corporate America, I said, you know what? If I'm going to have to deal with this, I might as well deal with it doing something that I like to do.
Right.
So I, went away for a minute, got my life back in order, got my steps in order about what I wanted to do, and getting back in radio was that. I had an opportunity in St. Louis. Somebody who my mother taught in high school was a well-known legend in St. Louis, Dr. Jockenstein.
Dr. Jockenstein.
With the white glasses and all. Traveled with George Clinton and all that.
He had to have Dr.
So he opened the door for me. Gave me an
Okay.
opportunity. I did part-time overnights. Matter of fact, to even get in the business, our mascot was a tiger, K-A-T-Z, tiger. And we had an old school skating party. They asked me.
Oh, that's what's up.
They asked me, would you, as a matter of fact, my wife, who you worked with, Sheila, it was her account.
Okay.
So she came to me and said, would you wear a tiger mascot outfit and skate? And I was like, girl, are you out of your
Only the
mind?
one you love can get you to do that. What's up, Sheila?
I said, I don't know. Get at me later on in the week. But I started thinking about it, and I said, this will be fun. Nobody will know who it is. If I fall, they won't know who it is. So I got out there and was skating with a tiger head. And so that's how I ended up getting in the business. So that's where I got the bug, and it's been history ever since.
This is something students here at Winston-Salem State and other people that's listening, especially professionals, can learn something from you. You've done the on-air thing. You PD, and now you're GM. How important is it to know all aspects of anything that you do? Because you have done everything in this game and did it well. Why is that important to other young jocks out there that's listening that only want to be a personality? Somebody that only want to play in the NBA, don't want to know about owning a team, general manager. Explain how important it is to know it all.
I'm glad you said that and then brought in NBA. It's not just in radio. It's every walk of life that's out there. If you look at the economy, look at where we're going business-wise, all the business models are focusing now on being able to multitask. And that's because the people that are making the money at the top want to keep making money. And then the people that actually do the work, if you can do multiple tasks, then your longevity and job security is a little bit more enhanced. It ain't totally enhanced, but it's a little bit more enhanced. Any business that you go into, I always advise students to learn everything around
everything,
Learn how this interacts with your job, how this interacts, how this makes your job a little bit easier, and how, as a team, you all get to the big picture. That's major in every business, especially in radio. If you notice, last year they just passed, the FCC passed a new rule where you don't have to have a home office radio station in the area where you have a license. Now, think about that.
Didn't know that. Wow.
Think about that. If you don't have to have a business model in Greensboro, you can voice track other voices from other markets.
Yeah.
You can not animate, but automate a radio station, put the music in, put all your elements in, have one person to run it. You don't need a GM. You don't need anybody. You might need a sales staff to go out and sell it like you're really a radio station to get the money and reap the benefits of why you're there. But other than that, that's the model that they're trying to get radio to. That's why, for me, I can't go into commercial radio and love and be passionate about it without looking at it like, oh, today I'm just going to collect a check. That's routine. We talked about routine.
And I've been there. I've recently been there.
Yeah. So it's
when you lose the love for what you do,
it becomes a job and a paycheck.
Yeah.
And so I always tell people, always look for multiple streams too.
Right.
In order to do that, you have to diversify your skill set in order for you to be able to do other stuff instead of depending on that one check. So it's very important.
Now, your wife has been doing sales for a while, Sheila.
Mm-hmm.
How much being in sales, general manager, you have to know a little bit of all that. Have you consulted with her on, hey, now I'm going to have to deal with it all, as a GM. So, did you consult with her and she gave you some advice on the finance part of this business?
Theoretically, and with it being Valentine's Day tomorrow, I would say, yeah. But over the years, ever since I've known her, since we started working together, that is a day-to-day process.
Right.
With me having been a program director and an announcer or a personality, and her being in sales, she's told me that side of things, and I've taught her my side of things. So when I have to make a decision on, like, for instance, if a salesperson comes to a program director, years ago, sales ran radio. So if you were to come to me as a sales rep and say, hey, I got this promotion, this client wants to do this, you look at everything that goes along with it, and it's straight garbage. Right. My listeners don't care about this. They don't want this. They don't want to do this. But because it was money coming in the door, you had to figure out how to do it. That concept still exists. However, radio has gotten to a point now where we police clutter. So, for instance, if somebody comes to me and says, I want to give away 25 Band-Aid packs from such and such and such and such. Okay. The lucky side of it now is we have digital. We can do contesting on digital. So what I do is I'll go put all my contests, every contest that I have is on digital, on the website. And then everything that I don't want, I'll use it on the website to gauge the interest. Gotcha. Yeah. So I can print out a report and go, okay, we gave away $1,000 with Steve Harvey. We had 20,000 people registered. Right. We wanted to give away these Band-Aids. We promoted it. However, we only got 5 people that wanted to. So that kind of gives you its metrics. Right. So throughout the years, we've always bounced back. When she has problems with a sales manager or program director, I'm not going to mention no names. I've always had to, help her understand our side of the story. That side of it. That's good. So I'll ask her, we'll look at numbers in the market, and she'll go, well, the rating share, I don't care about rating share. I care about average quarter-hour share and CUME, which tells me, CUME more importantly, because it tells me how many people are listening to the radio station. So when she starts if she pulls numbers for me, we always go back and forth. Right. But she'll pull average rating, and I'll go, I don't want that. Give me the CUME. Yeah. Right. So it goes hand in hand, but to prepare me for this, I've been in preparation for this for some time. Right. Yeah, because she's always been there teaching you the game about the finance. That's fantastic. Yeah. With this interview, when people walk away from this interview, what do you want them to say? Oh, wow, I look forward to Brian being the new person behind WSNC. The energy, because I bring that same energy to my staff. Look forward to the energy. The energy, the innovation, the creativity. I think WSNC has been this station the way that it is today for the last, at least since I've been in the market, it's been 12 years. they can look forward to something a little different.
Gotcha.
Something a little different, something compelling.
Gotcha.
What I want them to be able to do is go, you know, he talked a good game, but let me sample it and see what he's talking about. And then once they sample it, be difficult for them to turn away.
That's what's up.
That's what I'm looking forward to.
What is radio missing today? Radio.
Wow. Radio as a whole, the connection to the communities. You'll hear a lot of radio stations claim that they're connected to a community, but they're really not.
Right.
And I'm not just talking about Greensboro. That's across the
Period.
country.
Yeah.
I think, as we've seen in the last 2 years or so, because we don't own our own properties, those are owned by conglomerate radio companies, which I have no problem with because they've made a way for me and my family.
Right.
But at the same time, we lose our voice in the communities. We don't have control over what comes out of the speakers. In this particular situation, I'm excited because we get a chance to create. I've got a great staff of people who are eager to grow. They want to grow. They want to learn more. They know that we have a lot more to offer as a radio station. And I think they're looking forward to being able to go out in the street and go and listen to people go, man, I heard you, man, I like what y'all are doing. I love
Exactly.
it. And I like to see them have that experience because I've had it. If I don't have it another day in my life, I'm good.
You've had it.
Yeah,
Right,
I've had
right,
it. And
right.
on some of the Chicago, St. Louis, here in Greensboro,
Right.
we put a station on the air in Columbia, South Carolina, with 4 or 5 other stations
Right.
already in the market. And in 9 months, you're the #1 station in the market
Right.
with less than 10,000 watts. So it's like, that's what you get in the business
Right.
for, to make a
Right.
difference.
Right.
And I hope people get that from this interview.
Absolutely.
And can expect that to come.
Appreciate you,
Yeah.
B.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.